My presentation is going to be on the Pallas cat. I first wanted to discuss the impacts that humans have had on the lives of the Pallas cat. Humans have done a lot to these little guys with a lot of habit fragmentation, poisoning of their prey, mining operations, and illegal tree operations. There's also some poaching due to their very thick and warm fur, where people like to use it for insulation. But there is some goods that we are currently doing to try to protect these little guys. We are promoting a lot of anti-poaching and currently restoring most of their habitats. Secondly, we're going to discuss some behavioral adaptations that this species has done to help them with their survival. So the main thing you could get from them would be their thick, long coats, which is due to the very cold weather in the area that they live in. Another thing you could look at is all the adaptations they have gotten through their ears, claws, and even eyes, with them being smaller and more compact to hold in more heat. Their ears being smaller makes it so they can cup in more, and no snow or any cold weather will enter them and affect them as much. And with their short claws, it allows them to better catch onto their smaller prey, so they can just rather grab them than have to chase them, since they are slower creatures. Some of the reproductive strategies of the Pallas cat is that they like to do overproduction. So this pretty much means they like to have larger amounts than can be supported by the environment. They will usually have around 6 or more kittens, sometimes having less, depending on the mom. Male Pallas cats like to have polygamous, which is just they will have many mates as they go along, just to maximize the amount of kittens that are available. How the Pallas cat interacts with this environment is that it is a nocturnal creature. This means that it only likes to come out during the night. This is due to birds of prey and other larger predators being around. They are threatened by these and would rather go at night when they're more camouflaged and can hide better, and then they can hunt their smaller rodent prey, which aren't being stalked by the birds of prey or larger predators. Another thing I'd like to mention about the Pallas cat and it being in its cold environment is when its paws get cold, it likes to just rest them on its tail to keep them warm. So here's my cladogram. So I wanted to compare the Pallas cat with a bigger cat, with the Amur leopard, which was also in the endangered species list. I found it was not very much related to the bigger cats, but it was related to smaller ones with the leopard cat, sand cat, and even house cats. Finally, I just want to discuss the 3 main ways we are trying to preserve them at the moment. So the biggest one would be trying to improve and preserve their environment. What we're doing right now is just trying to rebuild and bring them back into it, which is also mentioned with the breeding them in captivity. This is the second reason I'd like to talk about. This is just bringing them into zoos and other enclosed areas to try to breed them and get as many as we can, and then release them back so they can just naturally build up the population again. And the last one I'd like to discuss is shutting down the illegal tree and mining excavations. These are huge to environmental destruction, and we are doing a lot of means to go through them with protest and even laws being put up toward it.